As the youngest sister of the hugely successful Jackson 5, before becoming a well-known singer, performer, and fashion pioneer in her own right, Janet Jackson's life is somewhat of an open book. However, there are some facts about Janet that are less known and are sure to surprise you. Let's take a look. Firstly, Janet grew up around lots of animals. The Jacksons, who had 9 children, lived on a 3-acre ranch in Encino, California, with various odd animals, including a giraffe, a llama, snakes, a chimpanzee, sheep, and deer, as well as more commonplace pets like dogs and a parrot. The youngest child in the family was primarily responsible for caring for these animals, and Jackson for many years maintained the key to their cages secured in an earring. She eventually returned to that look for her Rhythm Nation video. She actually never dreamed of being a singer, quite the opposite actually. The Jackson family established themselves as household names in the 1960s, even though it was difficult for black singers to break into the music business. In the 1970s, the Jackson 5 was a global sensation whose fame peaked at the same time as the Rolling Stones. According to Rolling Stone, it was expected that patriarch Joe Jackson would be prepared for another lightning strike given his level of achievement. Janet Jackson made her television debut on The Carol Burnett Show alongside Randy Jackson, setting the groundwork for her career as an entertainer. Even though Janet entered the entertainment industry at a young age, it wasn't of her own free will. Janet acknowledged having ambitions beyond the family company, but being unable to follow them. The singer acknowledged that her original aim was to become a horse racing jockey in a 1987 interview with Countdown. Another random fact, by crying on cue, Janet astounded mega TV producer Norman Lear. When she was asked to personally audition for Norman Lear at the age of 10, Jackson, who'd been exposed to acting at an early age through performances on her family's Las Vegas and television variety shows, excelled. Lear urged the aspiring actor to pretend that she had purchased him a new tie only for him to shock her by rejecting the ugly gift. After her performance, Lear canceled all additional interviews for the part after noticing the tears running down her cheeks, giving Jackson her first on-screen appearance as Penny on Good Times. Next up, Janet was almost a part of X-Men. Although Jackson has accomplished more than most people in her lifetime, she acknowledged in a 2018 Steve Harvey Ask Anything chat that she had once given up the chance to play a superhero and expressed her desire to do so in the future. Director of the X-Men, Bryan Singer, made the proposition because he thought Jackson would make a good Storm. Jackson was truly interested because Storm had been one of her favorite characters as a child, but she was forced to decline owing to her obligations to a tour, and Halle Berry was cast in the coveted role of the black female superhero. Now, it must run in the family because her son is also very talented musically. Issa Jackson hasn't been in the spotlight much as would be expected, but Jackson does occasionally share some details on his growth. Jackson revealed that the soon-to-be 3-year-old was already skilled at imitating some of Uncle Michael's dance moves in a late 2019 radio appearance. She revealed to Jimmy Fallon a few months later that her son first shown an interest in the violin when he was 2 years old, and that a few days later, after bringing the instrument to his first day of school, he begged that it be changed into a cello. All of this demonstrates that Issa has inherited the musical and performing talents of her family, as well as a hint of the diva that can be found in any superstar. She really struggled with her body image. With her sexy look and distinctive abs, Janet Jackson is well known for more than only her catchy music and complex choreography. It's evident, though, that she wasn't always at ease with her physique. She said her family had given her the moniker Dunk about her bottom in a segment of The Graham Norton Show. The celebrity had low self-esteem early on and developed an unhealthy obsession with her weight due to the comments about her physique from family members and even Good Times producers. Jackson has focused on weight fluctuation, as have the media, which only made things worse for her. She even recalls asking her friends and family to tell her when her weight was out of control because she had such a warped perception of her own body image. Next up, when the rumor went around that Janet had a secret child. So, is it true? The Jackson family has frequently been the subject of weird personal life stories. There were many stories that Janet Jackson had to deny during her ascent to prominence, but none of them gained traction as quickly as the story of a hidden kid. According to various online sources, after Janet's covert marriage to James DeBarge in 1984, the rumor that they were also keeping a child became viral. Janet ignored the notion for years, which only seemed to confirm its veracity in the eyes of the general public. DeBarge confirmed the rumors on Growing Up Hip Hop and claimed that Janet lied to him about it. However, the singer finally put the matter to rest in her 2022 documentary, Janet Jackson. Janet thought the rumors of her pregnancy began when she put on weight after using birth control on the set of Fame. Back then, tabloids asserted that Janet had a daughter and forced her sister, Rebby Jackson, to raise her covertly. Another interesting fact that many may not know, Michael and Janet didn't get along very well in their peaks. Fans from all over the world eagerly anticipated a collaboration between the powerful sibling duo of Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, as their respective careers soar into the stratosphere. That partnership would ultimately materialize in 1995 when the two legends sang a Scream duet for Michael Jackson's High Story album. The singer discussed putting the song together in her Lifetime documentary, and he even provided fans a home video of them writing it. The two made a music video, which, in typical King of Pop style, became the most expensive one ever made. Janet recalled feeling a separation between the two siblings despite the historic event of their reunion. "Michael shot at night," she said. "I shot days." In the Janet Jackson documentary, Janet yearned to be by Michael's side while he dealt with accusations of child as she described. The connection between the two siblings shifted due to the monstrous levels of popularity that followed Thriller and the charges hanging over him. The two were reportedly regarded more like rivals than siblings by their own teams. Next up, her divorce apparently allowed her to receive a cool $200 million. Janet Jackson startled her fans in 2012 when she revealed to Entertainment Weekly that she had wed Wissam Al-Mana, a millionaire businessman from Qatar. Janet's third covert wedding took place at this time. Although Al-Mana and the couple had a low-key wedding, they occasionally appeared in public together and seemed happy. In 2016, Janet delayed her Unbreakable tour and revealed in an exclusive interview that she was expecting a child. As they expanded their family, everything appeared to be going well between Janet and Al-Mana. People revealed that Janet and her husband had separated just 3 months after the birth of their son, Asa Al-Mana. Apparently, Janet felt her husband was in charge of her. According to Randy Jackson, her older brother, the singer was having problems in her marriage. Al-Mana and Janet could not resolve their differences, so the divorce was finalized. During their divorce proceedings, very little information was made public. However, it is known that their prenuptial agreement allowed Janet to be awarded up to $200 million. The artist reportedly had the right to $100 million for a marriage lasting up to 5 years, and another $100 million for a marriage lasting longer than 5 years. And lastly, one of her record deals made history. Here's why. Look no further than Janet Jackson's 1996 record deal to get an idea of how popular she was at her peak. Virgin Records made an $80 million record deal offer to Jackson to profit from the hitmaker, and at the time, this certainly made her the highest paid recording artist. She received substantial compensation that elevated her above acts like the iconic Madonna and even her brother Michael Jackson. The singer's deal was made sweeter with several benefits fit for a superstar because she was the label's highest-selling act at the time. She reportedly received a $35 million upfront payment, a guaranteed $5 million advance for each record, plus a 24% royalty payment. Then the following year, Jackson released The Velvet Rope, which sold 10 million copies globally, so Virgin Records received its money's worth. According to ABC Audio, her subsequent studio album, All For You, is one of the best-selling albums of all time and had her biggest opening week sales with 650,000 records sold. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.